Okay, so now if I have pastel on my face, I apologize. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Okay, hi. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm stopping to kind of assess where I'm at. So I did a time lapse, which will be my part one, which got me here, and I'll explain some of the things I did, and then some things that I already see that I want to change, that you'll then see in the part two. So basically, what I tried to do was obviously, well, here's the thing that's kind of crazy is like you're probably looking at this and you're like, yeah, I can see that that's a marsh. Like here's that first set of trees, tree line. Here's the second set. There's in the far distance a third set of trees, and then here's the water, sort of loosely represented in the front. It should make sense to you from like a value perspective, even though it's purple. You see how in the front we have our darker darks here, which I'm going to reinforce again. These trees that are the closest to us are the tallest, and they're darker in value, so they're a dark purple, which again, we don't really read trees with our eyes as purple, but a lot of this is just kind of underlayering that does exist. If you really do look at trees, like if you take a minute to kind of absorb the nature around you, you'll see like, wow, yeah, there's purple. Like you'll see it, but it's not what we could consider like the local color where, you look at a tree and you're like, green, okay? We'll get there. So the other thing, and again, this is, like I said, this is my initial rendering, but this cloud to me is too straight across. I'm probably gonna break it up a little, add some sky in there. That's called negative painting, when I go in with the sky and sort of cut into the cloud. I still have to add the fluff of the cloud. Right here, what you're seeing is just the shadows of the cloud. You probably couldn't see it because of the time lapse of how fast it was, but I did in here, this is kind of a layering of some purple, some like violet, green, and sort of a orangey kind of, you can see this is sort of a red or I don't know, like a salmon color, right, that I did to kind of, because you want that glow. And then also, I forgot to mention in the first video, we have not the underpainting, but the wash that I did on the paper before starting. I did like an orange salmon wash because that's sort of the underglow that I want to kind of peek through, which you can kind of see. You can see it. I'm gonna add more, some more marsh in here, some of the water, but we have a good plan. So, and if you were wondering, the way I blended this was with this, it's kind of like pipe insulation foam that you can buy, and then you can cut it or whatever, rip it, and then you can kind of use it to sort of lightly blend. You might notice I put a mask up to my face, a lot of that coming off. Not trying to have this settle in my lungs. But anyway, you can use really anything. There's like pipe insulation foam. Sometimes packing materials, like what I used actually for that specific one was this here, which was a packing foam that came with probably some pastels that I ordered. And it's nice, it's sturdy, and it does a nice blend if you're not trying to get a little of this extra pastel dust off. That's what you do. Don't ever blow it. Don't blow pastel. Then it goes everywhere. You want to let it fall. So that's where we're at. And then when I go through now to finish the pastel, I'm gonna go in and kind of redefine my cloud shapes, cut in a little where I feel like it's too linear across, add some more in here. You'll see when I'm gonna start adding the local color, as we call it. So like what you expect to see, right? Like in this case, this is like a sunsetting marsh scene. So the greens will look a little warmer, like a warmer green. Some browns in there that are, the land, the earth underneath. The kind of bank or whatever you want to call this, where the water rises and comes down the tide. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that'll be the second part.